straight in, guys. So, being a startup founder is hard. You have the passion, the energy, you've got the big vision, but even working 100-hour weeks, and I know you guys are doing that, you can't do everything yourself. The problem is founders need people, networks, and support. Founders need people to grow, but most can't afford to hire recruiters. And they're new and small, so nobody's heard of them. So they struggle to stand out on job boards and they struggle to attract good people. As for networks and support, yes, there are accelerators, there are meetups like this, there are organisations that support founder communities, but those ecosystem players have a problem too, a revenue problem. They're reliant on government funding, corporate sponsorship, ticket sales. UCities is the solution. We concentrate the hiring demand of the whole community of startups. We capture the recruitment spend and then we share that revenue back with ecosystem partners. In 2018 alone, more than 6,500 startup jobs were created in Australia. That's a lot of jobs, and that recruitment spend should not be leaving the startup ecosystem. Globally, it's a $9 billion market. UCities is an online and in real life community. It's where founders can connect with the people and support they need as their startups grow. UCities aggregates local startup jobs, events and groups in a social networking app that also enables startups to recruit great people for free if they do it themselves, or at startup-friendly prices if they need a little help. UCities is already built. It works. Find us at ucities.com. Join the community. Since July last year, our revenue has reached $500,000. Our vision is for UCities to be in every startup city in Australia and in the world. I have 20 years in recruitment. I've built and exited my previous startup at $12 million revenue. We're ready to scale, and my ask is join up at ucities.com if you're into startups. And if you're a seed investor and you're looking to get on board, come and see me. You can find me at luke@ucities.com, or I'm here. I've got the beard.
Well done. Thank you. Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, check in. That's the way. Excellent start. Well done. Thank you very much, Luke. Our second speaker is going to be Daniel from TopTile. Welcome to the stage, Daniel.
Now, like most of you in this room, I spend a lot of time on newsfeed. The average person spends up to 2.5 hours every day on some form of newsfeed. And over a year, that's 38 whole days. But lately, I've been feeling pretty bad about spending time there. It was because my newsfeed was filled with junk, things that I didn't care about, things that didn't interest me. And that was a problem, because when your newsfeed is filled with junk, eventually you're not going to feel good about checking in. So to remedy this problem, I created an application called TopTile. Now what TopTile does is it takes content from your favorite websites and it puts them into one feed for you, the user, to control. Simply select your favorite websites, whether they post articles, videos, live streams, podcasts, any data form the internet has to offer, and organize them into a newsfeed you'll feel good about checking. You wouldn't let a company like Facebook decide your diet for you. A newsfeed is simply a diet for your mind. So take back control, be your own algorithm, and try TopTile. So tonight, if you're interested in news feeds or what I'm working on, come have a chat to me after, and thank you.
Wow, all right. Thank you, Daniel. I think we can all very much relate to the fact that we have a lot of junk flying in our feeds and our emails and all sorts of other places. So yeah, that's TopTile. Excellent. Alrighty. Our third speaker is going to be Usman, and he's from Catalysr. Please come to the stage. Yay! Woohoo!
So raise your hand if you come from a migrant background, if you're born outside of Australia. Right, so 30% of the room. That's the statistic, right? We have 28% of Australians who are born overseas, but there's no specific support available for migrant entrepreneurs in Australia. And so I'm a migrant myself, and if you are a founder, it's really hard, but if you're a migrant founder, it's even harder. And so that's why I co-founded Catalysr, which is a pre-accelerator program supporting migrant founders to start their own startups. It's completely free. We don't take any equity or any cash. We are supported by the government, so we are one of those statistics that you're mentioning. We were really successful in Sydney for the last 3 years. We supported 180 founders to start 50 startups that are still running. And now we've come to Melbourne, so we've launched here a couple of months ago. We're currently recruiting for our next batch of startups here in Melbourne. You can go to our website, catalysr.com.au, if you come from a migrant background and want to start your own startup, or if you have a migrant co-founder. in also joining. And if you also want to support other migrant co-founders and founders, then please let us know as well. We're looking for mentors and supporters as well. So no matter what part you play in this ecosystem, we would love to collaborate and work with you. Thank you.
Wow, all right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Usman. Yes. The diversity of all of our cultures certainly needs all kinds of different assistances, so thank you, that's great. Well, that was the end of the registered ones, so now we have the impromptus, which means that people who are inspired, they've come to the space, they've got an idea, they've got a thing to talk about, so this is where you get a moment in the sun, well, in the dark, under lights, you know, in the dungeon. A moment in the dungeon. All right, so our very first impromptu speaker is going to be Nicholas from GameAid. Welcome up to the stage, Nicholas.
Hey guys, so my name's Nicholas, I'm 22 years old, and I came up with my idea by being a very popular gamer. So I'm absolutely disgusted with the game industry at the moment. Publishers like Bethesda, EA and Activision are implementing in their games microtransactions, which influences gamers to spend more money on top of the $100 that they spend on games. So, what will I do to solve this? I have an app that will allow gamers with gambling addictions to solve their issues and then serve as an introduction to further medical advice. Thank you.
Wow, all right. Woo, thank you. Thank you, Nicholas. Yes. That's great, because I'm a lot older than you, and the young ones and I they're not, you know, they're younger than you as grandkids, and I can see the addiction of how their heads, their minds are stuck in this thing. And that's an interesting point that you're bringing up. So, stay with that one. That's a good one. Our second impromptu speaker is Ray from Chrono Acupuncture. Please come to the stage, Ray.
Thanks, Linda. My name is Ray Tikir. I'm a practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine here in Melbourne for the past 30 years. And I'm pitching my app to investors and expertise, advice to help me put together this Chrono Acupuncture app. Now, Chrono Acupuncture is actually acupuncture done in with the guidance of a traditional Chinese calendar. And I have done 2 Chinese calendars in the past 12 years. It is the Northern Hemisphere Chinese calendar and the Southern Hemisphere Chinese calendar. And this Chrono Acupuncture app actually pinpoints the best acupuncture meridian and the best acupuncture points that practitioner can access in order to address a particular clinical condition. Now, this particular method of doing acupuncture, I have already embedded it in my Google Calendar acupuncture computer facility, and it's actually working. I'm actually using it in my practice here in Melbourne to treat various conditions using Chrono Acupuncture. Now, Chrono Acupuncture in Chinese is called 师无六入, which is actually translate in using certain acupuncture points to follow the flow of the qi or the life force in all the meridian systems in the body. And this particular system is, as I said, is already embedded in my Google Calendar. And I intend to spread this to all time zones all over the world. So it is based, this particular app is actually looking at spreading this Chrono Acupuncture methodology to all time zones all over the world. And all these time zones, in these time zones, people or practitioners can actually use 66 acupuncture points that open at a particular time during the day or night during the year. Thank you.
All right. Thank Thank you, Ray. I'm sure that's going to help them understand pain management better. Is that the whole big gig of that kind of thing? Yeah? Thank you. Excellent. We all suffered a bit of pain here and there. I know I do. Yeah. You wait till you get to my age, I'll tell you. Oh, I love these nights. All right. The third impromptu speaker is going to be Stuart, and he's from Pitch Black Studios. Please welcome to say Stuart.
Hello, I'm a writer. I write well. I tell good stories, I make good articles, I do good content, I do good copywriting. There is a difference. So, number one pitch, I've got three. The first one is, yes, you might not have a lot of time to write your own content, you might have these great ideas, but maybe you can't quite express them so well, or you just don't have time. Frankly, you're probably working an almost full-time job, and you've got some of these ideas as a side hustle. You need somebody else to take up that slack and use their time in order to write an article. That's where I come in. pitchblackstudio.net, right? Number two, I've partnered up with a friend of mine, Luke, and we have a marketing agency. He'll do all of the statistical data, website, all of that stuff that I have no idea about. I'm the writer, not the tech guy. Right, okay, so together we're going to help people with great ideas get up, get started, and get noticed. So, contact us if you would like to have somebody who look after your website and then fill in all of the copy and everything. Wow, one-stop shop, how great. Number three, the most thing we're going to look at is anything which is beneficial to either our culture, our society, or particularly our environment. So we're looking at, there's a guy who does whole grain, he's a whole grain, what do you call it, wholesaler of grains. Nobody knows where he is. He sells to only select things. Well, we'll get him out there and people get to know it. I've got this great idea. Let me know if you know anything about compostable plastics. I've got this fantastic idea, and particularly working with hemp. Okay, if you know anything about hemp and making plastics out of them, I want to know. Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you. Oh, hemp has been around for like centuries, so since probably the dinosaurs, and we haven't tapped into all the benefits of it for so many reasons. Pain management, you name it, making things out of stuff, out of hemp, and that's biodegradable, all these things. We need to get on it. I don't know if anyone in the room has been out there like about what's going on politically, but we really do need to shake this up. And I hope I'm speaking to the converted in this room right now. Okay, so our next speaker is going to be Peter, and he's going to talk about photography, because he knows about it and he's good at it. Come to the stage, Peter.
Hi, my name is Peter. I'm an engineer, was made redundant in April, and I thought, well, stuff that, I'll do what I've been doing for all my life and turn a passion into a business. It's a lot harder than you think. I've done a lot of work for a lot of people for nothing, and I'm not talking about Silicon Beach, of course. It's a pleasure to do this. Yay! But I'm concentrating now on photographing people. If you, specifically startups, I'll help. You need any headshots, any photographs done, give me a call, I'll come and do it for you. I'm a kick-ass photographer. Thank you.
Copyright. Alrighty. Yes, this is an interesting space, isn't it? Of health and safety, we're all over it. Oops. Okay. Second but last speaker tonight is going to be Briton, and he's going to be talking about A1 copywriting. Come to the stage, please, Briton. Use the stairs. Oh, that's all right. Come on. You've got longer legs.
Hello. Hello. So it's AI copywriting.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. My name is Briton. I'm a copywriter. I've worked at ad agencies for about half a decade. I work at Deloitte now down the street. And a couple of years ago, I started looking into AI generative writing. And I didn't really know what I would find, but it's pretty incredible. I wish I had a slide to show you because you could read it, but basically, the idea is there's a lot of writing out there, high level, low level. Where's my copywriter? You know all about that, huh? Once I figured out the technology, I tried to figure out where it would live right now, where's a place I could sell it, and it turns out it's product descriptions in e-commerce sites. So the service I'm selling is generated product descriptions. It could be Amazon, it could be any company that has a ton of SKUs and they don't have enough people to write them. I have a way to write them automatically with a computer. It's up for sale right now. I'm looking for, not money, but I need help developing because I can only get it so far. I'm not a professional developer. I'm looking for a mentor because I'm making this up as I go. And I'm looking for any advice about getting a business started. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Briton. Yeah. So this is the kind of place, exactly what we're talking about, where young entrepreneurs are looking to change some aspects about not only their own lives, but the lives that can really benefit and help others. So, yay this space. Our last speaker, hopefully we can still maintain the attention, is going to be Letisha, and she's going to be talking about digital marketing for e-commerce businesses. Welcome to the stage, Letisha.
Hey guys, my name is Letisha and I'm the owner of Black Sheep Cyber Digital Marketing Agency, and we specialise in helping e-commerce brands stand out from the crowd online. And we do this through social media marketing. So platforms like TikTok, who have 500 million downloads, they're the new Instagram, platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and we run campaigns in order to get your business, get your idea in front of the right audiences. And then we set up strategies such as retargeting campaigns, to retarget all your bounced website visitors who left never to return, to get them to come back to your website and to convert them into sales. Besides for segmented retargeting campaigns, we also want to increase your average order value upon checkout. So if someone's spending $79 upon checkout, we want to increase that to $189. How we do this is with proper marketing strategies, and we work with your brand in order to implement value ladders and to use the latest strategies and technologies to get your brand out there. So if you're interested, definitely get in touch with me, and I'm interested in speaking to the person who specialises in e-commerce as well.
Yay. Thank you, Letisha. Yeah. Well, the Rooms has a bunch of great ideas and concepts, so thank you for everybody who's registered and did the impromptus. We value you, we want you to come back, we want you to succeed. This is a community of like minds who really do want to see this happen. So it's been a pleasure to host you. I'm Linda O'Grady. In conclusion, we just want to thank a whole bunch of connections up there which you can read. I don't need to tell you. You've got eyes and you can read them. So I hope you enjoy the evening. Keep networking. Have a great night. Stay tuned.